Welcome. This is going to be a first of 3 short videos on surface area. First we're going to do prisms and cylinders, and let's go ahead and get started. Here we have a prism. I've already talked about how to find the base, but just a real quick thing. Given no other instructions, go ahead and make the part sitting on the ground, this right here, the base, and of course we have its opposite parallel, the second base, and the rest are the faces. And we're going to use our formula, and again, given no other instructions, if it says find surface area, you're going to find the total surface area. I went ahead and provided the EOC formula chart right down here, which you will have throughout the rest of the year, and so on. And we're going to be looking at the total surface area. Notice how we have the lateral is just the area of the faces. We just have to add in the 2 bases for the total. So I always write my formula down. Perimeter times height plus 2 times the base. And the reason it's 2 times the base is because we have 2 bases. Find the area of the base and multiply by 2. Perimeter is the perimeter of your base. So we have the perimeter right here. This right here is the height of your prism. And we just plug it in. There are more than one type. You can derive your own formulas if you decide to experiment and create your own. But I'm using the formulas that's provided by the state of Texas, and this one is a fairly straightforward formula. I think it's pretty easy to use. We can do more convoluted ones, but there's no purpose for that today. So my perimeter, here's a 9 and here's a 7. It's just how far you walk around the base. So we got 16 plus 16, so that gives me 32. I'm going to put in a 32 right where the P was. My height is 14. And I'm going to do 2 times the area of the base. That's what this big B represents. Area of a rectangle, of course, is length times width. So 9 times 7 is 63. So I'm going to multiply by 63. And I can easily put this whole thing in the calculator or do it piecemeal. Our Casios are pretty clever. They'll go ahead and do your number operations. You got to watch out for the TIs, though. They can be a little tricky and evil at times. And we come up with 574 on my area. So what I'm looking for is just simply substitute and then calculator work. This I'm looking for, and this I'm looking for. And of course you put the little feet squared right there because we're dealing with area. Moving on. Now we're doing a cylinder. Now right here is my formula for a cylinder. And again, given no other instructions, we're looking for total and not lateral. Now watch this. Sometimes we use formulas without fully understanding what things mean. As you can see, here's my formula, pH plus 2B for a prism. Guess what I'm going to use? I'm going to use my surface area is equal to pH plus 2B. And we have to know what our definitions are. Our perimeter is the perimeter of the base, and here it is right here. We're going to go all the way around, and we just did the perimeter. Well, perimeter of the base is the perimeter of a circle, which is another word for circumference. So it's our circumference, 2 pi r, that's one of our formulas for circumference, times the height, perimeter times height, plus the area of the base twice. And the area of a circle is pi r squared, pi r squared. We plug in. Well, my r is equal to 4, and my height is equal to 7. So we have 2 times pi times 4 times 7 plus 2 pi r squared. Well, that's going to be 16, so 2 times 16. Now, when I put this in the calculator, and I got through in the pi, don't forget the pi, especially Merriam-Berry pi. But anyway, here we have 2 times 4 times 7 and 2 times 16. And I can do this in the calculator again. So what I'm going to do is 2 times 4 times 7, and because my Casio is very smart, I could do 2 times 16. Plug it in, and I get 88. Alrighty, so you get 88. Now, I'll just go ahead and, that's 88 pi, by the way. So let me write 88 pi. 88 pi. If I wanted exact, I could simply do this. I could do 88 times shift pi. Remember, 3.14 is not pi in my classroom. It is a very long digity number. 276.46 if you want to round to the nearest hundreds. All right. Okay, now our last example. We have a triangular prism. because it's named after the base. All right. So we have a triangle prism here, and this far side over here, we already gave it to you, is 10. And it's a 3, 4, 5 triple if you wanted to look at it closely. And it's going to be the same formula. Perimeter times height plus 2 times my base. So I need to find my perimeter, so I'm just going to add these up. 18 plus 6 is 24. So I have 24 times my height of 4 plus 2 times the area of the base. That's 1/2 times base. Now, base of the triangle for this part right here, okay? And this could be your height. Your legs of a right triangle are your base and height. Let me repeat that. The legs of the triangle, leg, hypotenuse, all right, is your base and height in the formula 1/2 base times height. So we're going to have 6 times 8. It doesn't matter which one is the leg and which one is the height because the math comes out the same. And we're going to plug this in the calculator. So I'm going to do 4 times 24. So 4 times 24 plus, well, that cancels out, so I don't need to enter 6 times 8, which is 48. All right, boom, and I get 144. So I got 144 square kilometers. Maybe some scientist is doing a cross-section of Antarctic ice or something. Who knows? But that's a lot of kilometers. Okay. Now, that is pretty much it for prisms. I got cones and pyramids and spears coming up next. As always, watching is not learning. You got to do these problems. So make sure you put them on pause and do them. Okie dokie. Bye.